Every single year since 2019, I have used a Happy Planner to plan my year, but this year I actually made my own planner because they did not come out with any planner that would work for me this year. So I'm going to take you through the planner that I made. It's kind of chunky, it's for the whole year all in one, and I'm a writer, so this is a writing planner and a life planner in one. That's something that I've been needing and that the Happy Planner has just never been able to give me. In the past, I've separated it out to where I had my life planner in one book and my writing in another book. That didn't work because I was constantly flipping back and forth, and it wasn't good for me to keep them separate because they're such an integral part of each other. Like if my normal life isn't going well, then my writing life isn't going to be going well, I think is pretty much how it goes for me. So I think that this planner this year will work really, really well for me. Stick around because I have it for you as well. I actually made it I made it in an Amazon version that you can go and buy on Amazon, or I have a PDF download on my website that you can go get. So either way, if you find that this planner is something that might work for you, then you have two options to get it for yourself. So I printed this 8.5 by 11 double-sided. I have a printer that allows me to do that. If you don't, there are ways to do it. I've never been able to figure it out, but I know people can still print double-sided on some printers that don't have that option. So just keep that in mind. So these discs are actually from, I know I'm going to get questions about them because they're just so pretty. The Happy Planner doesn't sell these, and actually you can't get these anywhere anymore. I'm so sorry. This was just in my stash. These are from the Daily Grind. They came with like a set that the Daily Grind had done, I think like 2 years ago, that had like these premium planners covers that matched their discs. So like I got the pink ones. There was a black set, I think like a champagne colored set, and this sage green. So that's what these are from. I needed discs that would be kind of like expander discs for all the pages that I have on here. So in here I have a writing planner and I also have a reading journal. So I also have a way for you to get the reading journal if you're interested in that. But I have this frosted cover on it. I think I just got this on Amazon or on Live Love Posh. I went and got some scrapbook paper from Michaels, and that's how I made all of my dividers as well. But this one I thought was so pretty and it goes with the discs. So this is my theme for 2026. I'm going to keep it the same all year. This is just a cute piece of scrapbook paper I have in here. I don't know why I still have it in here, actually. I should probably just take it out. And this is like a vellum page that came in my scrapbook paper set, so I stuck it in here. So in this planner, I put the entire year overview of 2026 because I know that it's really helpful sometimes. Let me just adjust this really quick. I know that it's helpful sometimes to be able to just take a glance and see the whole year. This is Sunday through Saturday. As you'll see on the weekly pages and on the monthly pages, I do a Monday start. So I hope that doesn't confuse anyone, but for me at least, it makes the most sense. And first and foremost, I did make this planner for myself, but I think that it'll work for a lot of writers. So I'm excited to show it to you. So I've put some vision board pages in here so you can like cut stuff out of magazines and paste it in, or like put your word of the year. I know for me, I have a word of the year that I want to use, or just like pictures. What I often do is print stuff from Canva, just like find pretty pictures from Canva and print them out. So I like making a vision board. I know a lot of people do too, and there's a lot of good videos on YouTube about it if you're curious. I put some cleaning pages in here. I know that seems, I've got some little dividers in here from Live Love Posh too. I'm going to take that out while I show you this, but I know for me my environment matters a lot when it comes to how I feel and how productive I can be, and I know that that's the same for a lot of people. Like even my husband always thought that he wasn't really affected by his environment, but then he realized over time that he actually is very affected by his environment. If your room is messy, you're going to probably be more depressed than if it isn't. Just stuff like that. So these are actually blank, so that because everybody's house is different, everybody's living space is completely different. So you can put the room that you need to clean and then all the tasks that you have for that room, or you can use it however you want. This is like not really super prescriptive, but that's how I use it. So I've already gotten a head start on a lot of my cleaning that I want to do for the new year. I want to just completely clean out all my junk drawers, my closets, my storage, organize things, label things. I think that it'll really, really help me moving forward in 2026 with my writing. It doesn't always seem like it would be related, but it actually very much is. So next, and these pages are pretty simple. Like there's nothing groundbreaking in them, but I think they really, really do help. This is a place where you can write all of your goals. I have it broken up into different categories. You can always like white these out. You don't have to have the categories that I say in this planner. I just know that for me, it's nice to have some stuff already in there, and then I can change it if I want to, versus having everything be blank and then you're like, what do I do with this? You know? So that's just kind of how I have it. So writing goals, I've got some examples here too. If you're struggling to like come up with goals for a certain category, I have some, you know, like just stuff to get you started. So writing goals, obviously we all have writing goals, but for here I put finish my first draft, write a short story, etc. Those are the types of goals I mean when I say, you know, these different categories. But again, you can change them. But publishing goals, I have self-publish, Project X, send 5 query letters, etc. Author platform goals. So I know, especially if you're an indie author, you need to have some type of platform. I've learned that an AuthorTube channel isn't necessarily the best way to go about that, but maybe that's a topic for a different video. Here I have set up my newsletter, reach 500 followers, etc., like on any platform, whatever. It's basically like marketing and social media. Events to attend / challenges to participate in. So if you wanted to do like Novel November, blah, 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 NaNoWriMo 2.0, you could put that in there. Or if you want to attend a certain conference and sell your books, you could put that there. Growth and development goals. I have read 3 craft books, take a writing course, etc. And then just any other goals. But yeah, it's totally open. And these are, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but they're dot grid. So you can keep your writing neat and even though it's like a blank box, which that's what I've done all throughout the planner because I like to keep it. Otherwise, I'll write here and then it'll start trailing down like that and it'll look awful. So I put dot grid everywhere. And then these pages are a continuation of the previous. So basically, you could take your goals that you put here, and you could like brainstorm them in pencil too, or brainstorm them on a separate sheet of paper and then move them in here. Or you can do your goals like monthly. I know that works for a lot of people, or quarterly. It's totally up to you, but I just kind of have 2026 as a whole, but you can use it however you want. And if you get the printable version, you can print out multiple of these and, you know, replace these pages. They're not set in stone either, you know. But here, I have breaking down goals into tasks. So obviously a goal isn't a good goal if you can't break it down and figure out how you're actually going to complete it. Say your writing goal is to like finish an entire book. You could write down all the steps here. Because a writing goal of finish an entire book isn't really helpful, you really need to like have the tasks set out for you so that you can follow through. Like every month you could check one of the tasks of that goal off the list, that type of thing. So I have writing, publishing, platform, events, learning, and other. Again, write this out, put a sticker over it, change it, do whatever you want. Next we have timelines. So you can have your goals, your tasks, and then your timeline. So this is set up with all the months of the year, January, February, March, and so on. And I have 2 pages here because in one of them you can brainstorm, I figure, and then the other one you can actually like write out a more sure version, if that even exists. But I know for me, like, I'm scared to write it down if I'm thinking that it's just going to change and I'm going to have to cross it out and it's going to look terrible. So I was trying to kind of help myself here by putting in 2. Again, you can print out as many of these individual pages as you want and replace them. So it's never set in stone. It never has to be like, I will do this thing in May or my whole year is ruined. It's never like that. That's literally it for the goal setting pages. It's all pretty simple and pretty straightforward and get you going, you know. So you could take the individual tasks that you schedule out for every month and you can put them in the monthly dashboards, which I'll show you. So I've started this planner myself right now in December, so I can start using it now, but it actually starts in January. So I'll just go ahead and flip to January here. I made these dividers myself just out of scrapbook paper, and then I printed out the file exactly like you're going to see it on my website. And so on the backs of these pages, it's just blank so that you can paste it if you want to a tab that you make yourself, or you can just not have tabs, or you can buy tabs on Amazon. They have separate like sticky tabs you can buy, so there's all kinds of stuff you can do. Or you can use pre-existing Happy Planner, like if you have a big size Happy Planner, or you could print this out at a smaller size too. You could like do 82% and fit it into a classic size Happy Planner. But if you have big size dividers, you can just reuse those and then paste on the new planner on the back of it. These monthly calendars, they start on Monday. I know for a lot of writers, we kind of schedule our weeks and make our writing goals with Monday as the start of our week. I know I do, and I know a lot of people on YouTube do too. But if that's going to throw you off, you might not like this planner because the months do not start on Sunday and neither do the weeks. It's just Monday. But I've got dot grid up here and on the side. so that you can write out whatever you want. And I like having the 2-page spread for the monthly because it just lets you have enough space to write like 3 or 4 events per day if you really need to. And this is the monthly dashboard I was talking about. You could take those tasks that you did, you could take the tasks that you put here, so like January, February, March. So if I took these January goal tasks here, I could put them here just to keep them top of mind so that I can constantly be flipping back to my January dashboard and figuring out, oh, what was my marketing goal, you know? And here I didn't do 6 different areas here. I felt like that would be kind of overkill for the dashboard. I just kind of kept it simple. I did writing and marketing and then just tasks and goals. These are like generic, right? So you could do your life admin stuff here and your writing and marketing here. Or you can white these out, put a sticker over it, and make it whatever you want. But I always like to have a monthly dashboard that I can refer to, so I know like what I'm working towards that month specifically. And then this is where the main part of the planner is. So you'll see it looks a little funny over here. That's because January starts on a Thursday for 2026. And for me, and I know for a lot of writers, when you make your writing goals, you kind of go month by month generally, or you go quarter by quarter. You don't really go like, okay, so for the last week of February and for all of March, I want to do this. Usually we go, okay, in March, I want to do these goals. In April, I want to be able to send my book to beta readers, blah, blah, blah. So for me, for a writing planner, I like to just have it be 1 month at a time. No month bleeds over into another month's section. I know for me that makes a lot of sense. I hope that that does for a lot of other people too. Any month that does not start on a Monday, which there are a few months that do, but for any month that doesn't, I just put notes until you get to the first day of that month. Another note I want to make about this is that every single day of the week, like I'll just show you this week, for example, has an equal amount of space. So your weekends aren't like crammed to this tiny space and then you get all this space for the other days of the week. I feel like it's more helpful, for me at least, to have enough space, like a similar amount of space for every day of the week. And also to have it on one page, so I'm not like constantly looking back and forth if I don't need to be. I can just look at my entire week on one page. And if you do 8.5 by 11, it really gives you quite a bit of space to do that. And then also, I know for me to keep my life running, I really need to have like daily tasks that I'm constantly doing to upkeep my life in the background while I'm working on like bigger goals and stuff like that. Because otherwise, if I'm not doing my little Italy daily stuff, everything else falls apart. So like here is where I'm going to put my maintenance and upkeep for my life. Like if I know I want to do a load of laundry every day, or if I know I want to be able to prep dinner ingredients every single day so that I know that that's going to be done, and just to keep my life running smooth, you know what I mean? Or if I know I want to load the dishwasher every single night. Those are the types of things I'm going to put here. And I didn't put an overwhelming amount of them. I think 4 is probably good enough to do like a maintenance of your life type of thing. And obviously they don't always have to be the same. Like maybe every other day I want to do laundry. So I just put those here. And then on the days I'm not doing laundry, maybe I want to do, maybe I want to go around and clean my bathrooms, whatever. You get it. So that's what these are for. Obviously you can use them however you want if you use this planner. And then here I'm going to do like what I want to do for writing that day. Or obviously if I have an appointment or something, I'll note it, stuff like that. That's how I'm going to be using these weeklies. And then here I have a dashboard for the whole week. I love dashboard pages because it can really give you a sense of what's going on that week just at a glance without having to delve into each day. So like if I know that I want to get a certain area of my house clean, but I don't know the days necessarily that I want to do it yet, I mark it down in here in the life admin section. So here I have an even more overhead, like weekly overview. On some weeks, I might use it as like, what writing do I want to get done per day to reach my goal? Or I could put like, if I have a lot of appointments that week, I could put them all here, just to jot them down so I can get a quick overview of them. And plus, the fact that this planner is so big, I don't have to be looking at both pages at once. And so if I just want to be looking at this page for now, I can put my main stuff for the week here so that it's all at a glance while I'm working on my lists for the week, if that makes sense. Alternatively, it's the same thing. If I'm on this page, I don't have to worry about my lists. I can just drill into like my days and what I'm supposed to be doing today and just ignore my list if I feel like it, So I feel like that's the advantage of having the full week on one page and the dashboard on the other. So this dashboard page, like I said, there's a weekly overview. There's a life admin section. This is where I'll do my lists. So all the tasks I want to get done for the week, I can just make a quick brain dump here if I want. Or if I know that I need to call and schedule an appointment, I don't know what day I want to do that yet, I can put it here. This I left blank intentionally because I might want to use it for so many different things and you might too. I feel like in every planner, it's good to have at least something blank so that you can change it up. You could even put like a habit tracker here. It is dot grid. I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty visible in person, but it's not too dark to be like ugly. You know what I mean? When you're trying to, sometimes if dot grid is too dark, it looks ugly when you try to put something over it. So it's light enough to be pretty, but it's dark enough to be seen. You could do, so here I have word count goal this week. I think this year at least, I'm going to be working in like weekly goals. You know, I might want to do 10,000 words a week, or I might want to have a lighter week and just do 5,000 words or 2,000 words or whatever. And then marketing tasks, I know as authors, especially as indie authors, we really need to be marketing. I'm going to be focusing on production this year. I don't know if I'm going to be so much focusing on marketing, but I might start, because I have some stuff coming up that maybe I can start drumming up excitement. I'm not going to be using this channel to do that, but you know, if I want to do that on Instagram or whatever. And then self-care. I know it's become like a thing. It's become a thing. Where people are annoyed to hear about it now because people use this word in a lot of different ways. But I know for me, I can get really, really focused on my work and not want to take care of myself. Not want to take care of myself, just forget to do it, or, you know, just neglect myself in some way. I can definitely get that way. So I want to try to make sure that I'm doing something to make sure that I'm not burning out, basically. It's like anti-burnout. It's basically what it is. And it's all dated. I don't have an undated version, but let me know if you would like one. Maybe I could create an undated version and put it up on my website. It wouldn't be that hard to do, but for now it is all dated for 2026. It took me forever to do this. And I checked it probably 3 separate times for quality to make sure that it's not, you know, repeating days, or make sure it's not messed up. I checked the monthlies over and over again, so I'm almost positive that it's completely 100% accurate. Here you can see a notes section because it January ends on a Saturday instead of on a Sunday, so this section here is for notes. And then February here, the first day of February is on a Sunday, so this is all notes. Some people might not like this. I know for me it makes my heart sing because I like to have months separated. But anyways, at the end here, I actually have a whole separate printable. I'll take this little divider out, but this is a reading journal. I want to make reading a big part of my writing this year, like as part of it, like not separate from it. I want it to be part of what I do as a writer, because reading is very, very important. So I'll just take you on a quick little tour. I have an abbreviated version in here. You can print as many of the individual pages as you want, but this is like the main stuff. So I really, really like these kind of pages that people make in their bullet journals, but I don't have like really the skill to do it. So I just did it in Canva. And then here, there was a, this part of the page had a little dotted line where you can cut. And then like here, you can still see the dotted line. And then you can put it in the middle. So like you can print out as many of these as you want and make your shelfie as big as it needs to be, which is really cool. Like say you read, I don't know, 200 books and there's not enough space here, you can print out more of these. And then here's just dot grid on the back of this. I have a 100 book challenge page. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read 100 books this year, but I do have it here. There's a start date and an end date section you can fill in. 1 through 100. Again, just dot grid on the back of here. A year in pixels. I know some people really like to fill these in. I don't know if I will like that or not, but I do have it here for myself. And then you can have like a key. I have one here too that's for genres. So like if you read in a lot of different genres, say you read a lot of mystery, and say you read romance, and say you read fantasy, and say you read women's fiction, whatever, you have even more space to add as many genres as you read. And then you can track, like say on January 1st, you read a mystery, you fill that in with the color for mystery that you pick. And then format tracker. So say you read a lot of library books, or you listen to audiobooks sometimes, or you read on Kindle. Dot grid. This is book bingo. Read a book with red on the cover. Read a book with the word secret on the cover, or just whatever. It's a good way to get yourself to read more, kind of gamifying it. So I have a free space here in the middle. And then this is a list that you can keep of books you want to read. So if somebody suggests a book to you throughout the year, you write it down, make a little note. Here I have book ratings. So for me, I printed a couple of these pages because I like to be able to give my books star ratings, and I don't always want to post that online. Sometimes I just want it for myself. So you don't have to use a Goodreads account. You can just do it in your journal, you know? And then I might print out little pictures on Canva of the actual book cover to stick in here. I think that's a really fun idea. I wanted a place to put all of the info for books I did not end up finishing. I know for me, I DNF a book if I don't like it, and I don't feel bad about it, but I wanted a place to be able to track that. So here's just a cute little spread that I made. These are tombstones, and I called it the DNF graveyard, and then you can put a reason why you didn't like it. And then I have a dot grid section for favorite quotes, favorite moments, anything I want to put here, and then best of the year. And then that was all reading journal specific. Here, I actually have these pages in the writing planner as well. For me, I wanted to put them in the back so that I would have them in a separate location. But this is a project progress tracker. You can literally use this however you want. So maybe every 1,000 words you color in a square that you write, or you could have like one project progress tracker that you use when you're writing or when you're outlining, even one that you use when you're writing, one that you use when you're editing. It's great because you can just keep printing these and using them for whatever stage that you're in. So I printed out a few of these. I will likely need to print more because I'm going to be working a lot this year, which I'm excited about. And then this is an author expenses tracker. So you can check off if it's already paid or not, like if it's pending payment, but you know you're going to have to pay it, and check off when it's paid, the description of the expense, the amount it is, and then the date. And that's it. So if you have Happy Planner supplies, you could stick those in here. You could put a folder. I'll probably end up putting a Happy Planner big size folder in the back of here, or if I want to stick any little things. But this is going to be my main planner for the entire year. So that's an overview of it. Again, you can get it on Amazon as well. If you don't have a printer, you don't have discs, you don't want to buy all that stuff, you don't want to buy a punch, you can just get it on Amazon, or you can put it in a binder. Like you can 3-hole punch it and stick it in a binder. Here, this is a 7x10 size, so it's a little bit smaller, as you can see, than the 8.5x11. But it still gives you plenty of space. So see, in the back of the planner, it has these. So like December ends and it starts on the project progress tracker and then the author expenses tracker. So go check it out if you want. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in to my video, and I'll see you next time.